Hello, Luke Bouchard here, and this is today's Forgiveness Declaration card draw and reduction. Number 32. I forgive myself for believing that I am separated from God. Okay, and my reduction on this is: when are we inclined to notice our separation from God? When things are not going well or when we are troubled and anxious. Often it's when life goes off the rails that we find ourselves steeped in fear and not knowing how long or when our problems will get resolved. That we wonder where God is and why does he allow our suffering to continue. Being connected to God is not a part-time gig, and neither is it a one-way street. And it is certainly not something you do only when it suits us. I firmly believe that there is a direct correlation between how connected we feel to God and how much intentional time we devote to him every day. And if the only time we look to God is when it suits us, then no wonder we feel disconnected because, and not to put too fine of a point on it here, we were not connected to him in the first place. So I challenge you to look at how much time you spend throughout the day in your devotion with God versus how much time you spend in devotion to things like television or social media. I've heard on many times that since I've become a Course in Miracles student that we are never not in prayer. And how do we know who we're praying to? We simply need to look at what we are giving our attention to. And right there you have it. How much time do you spend with God? How much time are you focusing on your relationship with God? How much time are you spending doing other things? And it's not that you have to spend your day with God, and go out into the forest or into the mountains and live in a cave and devote your whole day and all that. That's not what we're talking about. That's not what the Course is talking about. The Course is talking about having a daily practice, having your connections with God, doing your reading, doing the lessons, and spending that time. And if you're feeling out of sorts, you're feeling depressed, anxious, lonely, like it's all up to you, well, you're probably not connecting with God. Or you need to connect more with God. I don't know if you're probably not connecting with God, but I would suggest that you might need some more. And so it's really about taking responsibility for your happiness and your peace of mind. And we can't be pedestrians to our peace of mind. We can't just be kind of walking along and hoping it's going to come. It's up to us to actually have that nailed down. This image. This was actually an image of a sign a yield sign, I think it was yield, that had been peeling, and this was the interior of it. So I really blew it up, and it kind of really represented to me the separation, because what we have here is all these individual parts of paint that's on its own, and that's our experience as people or as humans or children of God, is that we think we're separated from God, but we're really not. We may have this experience, but in the background we still are connected on these paint chips. As it's peeling, it's still connected. It just looks like they're not connected, but they are to the background, to the metal, which I guess is not a bad metaphor to God. I'm Luke Bouchard. Thanks so much for watching this video. And if you are not feeling like you have a connection to God, then pray, meditate, get still. Devote some of your time today and to God today and every day. If you're not and you're feeling awful, like you're disconnected, well, then not that this is going to be a very popular message, but it's your own fault.